Ladies and gentlemen, thank you and welcome to another segment of Razor Sharp Sports. I'm Razor Ramon and I'm here with rising boxing star Jesus Ramos from his boxing gym here, Ramos Boxing Academy in Casa Grande, Arizona. Jesus, thank you so much, man, for giving us some time, giving me some time to interview you. I know you're in the middle of training camp and we're going to get to that, talking about that fight. But first off, what I want to do is talk about the fight that you recently had in March, and that was in the MGM Garden Arena, and that was on the undercard of David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant. That fight was a good build up of a fight. You were fighting an undefeated and also an undefeated superstar at that time for PBC, Joey Spencer. He was 16-0 at that time with 10 KOs. You dominated the entire fight. You got that stoppage. Round 7, his corner decided to retire. So you fought with angles, the precision, the counter punches. You, like I said, each and every single round you dominated, even on the scorecards. The judges saw that you dominated the entire fight. So what did it feel like getting that type of win on such a big stage like that?
Well, first off, thank you, man. Thank you for your time. Thank you for coming out to our gym. I appreciate you guys. And as far as that goes, it was a huge night for us. I feel like a lot of people felt like it was a 50-50 fight. But the whole training camp, we were preparing to show the boxing world that it was nothing like that. That there was levels to this, and that we were at higher level, and that we were ready for bigger things. And I think that's exactly what we did. We dominated the whole fight, and we proved that we're at a different level right now, and we're going to keep elevating our game, and little by little, demonstrate that we're ready for a world title shot.
Oh, for sure. I think even off camera, I was telling you about the betting odds for that fight, and it was fairly even, and then it teeter-tottered over to you being the favorite for fight night. And you didn't know about that, but I just thought that was something really cool to look at, just because people were saying that you were going to win by decision or by KO, and he was going to win by KO, and that itself already was a crazy build-up fight. A lot of people thought Joey Spencer was going to win that fight. For me, at the beginning, they had you as the underdog because Joey Spencer just had those multiple knockouts in a row at one point, and then he was known for his power, but he hadn't fought someone like you before. You being a southpaw, but also just the way you fight, you build up, you break down your opponent during the fight, and even before that, you fought Santa Maria, and your opponents, each and every single time, you went up to different levels. So for this one, I think this was a huge win for you. And even before that, you had big wins, but this one for sure, people thinking that Spencer was going to win, and you beating him in that fashion, that was crazy to watch, especially at home on pay-per-view.
Thank you.
Like I've said before, you're no stranger to these, to being on these stages on pay-per-view. You had, like I said, you had those undefeated records. You were known for your defensive skills, your elusive offensive skills. He was mostly known for his power. So-and-so had to go. So your mindset going into this fight, knowing that at the end of this fight, one of you guys is going to have a 1 by your record. What was going through your mind for this fight?
The whole training camp, I was getting ready, like I said, just to prove people wrong, to prove people that I was on a different level. So once fight week came around, I was just ready to prove that. I was just reminding myself what my objective was and what I had to do Saturday night. So I was just there,
Sticking to the game plan.
Staying strong mentally, and it paid off. And, I proved just that. And it's just, to me, it was just another fight. A lot of people were categorizing it, like you said, someone had to go.
Yeah.
It was just another fight.
Just another day in the office.
Yes. We put in a hard training camp, and it was just my moment.
No, you definitely put on a show that night, especially getting a knockdown. You caught him with the counter punch too when you got that knockdown, and I was going crazy when I watched it. I was like, oh. So No, you definitely stuck to the game plan. You proved that even you put anybody in front of you, you're gonna show them, that you're the rightful winner, even in the beginning of the fight. Like I was telling you off camera before, I think I felt pretty confident that you were gonna win because you just started taking control of the entire fight. You started doing new things during the fight too,
Yeah.
and just those counter punches. Those counter punches were nasty. Those uppercuts, everything like that. So it was just really cool, and I've been a long time fan of you. So, especially watching you on that undercard and representing Arizona, that itself is already just insane.
Yeah, it really is.
So now you're coming off of that red hot win. Recently, they announced that you're going to be fighting Sergio Garcia on the Spence Crawford undercard. First off, I don't know if you know this. This is your 4th consecutive time that you're going to be on a huge undercard. The last undercard, you were the co-main. This time, you're on the other card of this huge card that everybody's talking about, Spence Crawford. Everybody's been talking about this fight for years. So you're no stranger once again to being on a stage like this. Garcia having a record of 34 wins, 2 losses. He also has great experience in the ring. He fought Sebastian Fundora, Tony Harrison. But I think the biggest thing for him right now, this is going to be his, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, his first attempt to getting a win in the United States. So what are your thoughts about this fight? I know you're in the middle of training camp. You're training for this fight. You showed in the last fight. It doesn't matter what stage it's at. You're going to show your skills. So, but what is your thought process right now?
We're just like you said, we're in camp. We're just putting in hard work right now. We're getting ready for the best, Sergio Garcia. I'm prepared for whatever he brings, and I just, like you said, we're no stranger to this stage. I'm just blessed to be able to do it. At this stage, on the biggest fight, I think of this decade. The people are comparing it to a Pacquiao Mayweather fight.
Yes.
So it's huge, and just to be on that undercard, just to be around great fighters like that, it's motivating me, and that's why I'm just working hard and getting ready for the best Sergio Garcia.
Oh man, and then you know what? He's getting ready for the best Jesus Ramos too. And is this fight's a title eliminator, right?
Yeah, title eliminator.
So the already itself, it's like you said before off camera. You want that title. You're working to get that title, and each and every single fight, your opponents, they've been tough opponents.
Yeah.
And every single time, even listening to the commentator, sometimes, everybody has their own opinions, but every time you prove to prevail in being number one and each and every single of these fights. I mean, you're undefeated right now, and that's huge. So this fight, I think, is going to be really exciting. I think the people definitely need to buy that pay-per-view to watch you, and especially people from Arizona, they just need to show support to the state.
It's gonna be a fun night of action. I think just the main event itself, it's a huge fight.
Yeah.
And we got some good fights. Got Pitbull on the undercard, so it'll be an entertaining night.
It'll be fireworks.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great night.
Obviously you're in the middle of training camp. How's that going for you right now in preparation for that fight?
Everything's going good, man. We're training hard, and it's good to have my whole team with me here in Casa Grande. We got some great sparring partners as well, helping me get ready, and that's all that matters. That we're all happy. It's a happy environment. We're all working hard. We're all working towards that one goal. We're all just trying to get better,
right?
And that's very motivating, and that's where we're at right now.
It's all boxing and business and boxing right now. Last question for you right now. I don't know if you looked at the rankings anytime recently, but right now I saw an article. I looked up the rankings. You're ranked number 3 for the WBC and the IBF, number 7 for the WBO, and number 10 by the WBA. With you being ranked in such 10 and below, what's next? What's in the near future? I know your weight class, it's pretty stacked, but like I said before, you're showing right now that it doesn't even matter. You know, you're putting in that work and you're focused. So what's next for Jesus Ramos?
We just gotta beat Sergio Garcia. You know, in impressive fashion. I have to show out and have to prove that, you know, yet again I'm at a higher level than that, and that's the goal right now. Just prove that I'm way better than what people think and show that I belong here. You know, get Sergio Garcia out of there, and yeah, just keep winning, man. I'm gonna earn that title.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want nothing given to me. I'm gonna earn it fight by fight. Performing better than my last fights, and that's what it's gonna be.
You know, I think that's super real of you to say, because a lot of fighters are like, oh yeah, I want the title fight, but for you to say, you know what, right now I'm focusing on Sergio Garcia, and then after that, then we'll talk about that. I think that, dude, that's like probably the most realist thing a fighter could probably say.
Yeah,
So
no, it's Sergio Garcia. You know, he's got two hands and he's motivated and he's looking to beat me, so can't take him lightly. You know, I'm coming to win, and that's to show. We're just gonna show out, like I said.
oh man, we're excited to watch that fight. Like I tell people, be sure to catch him on that Spence Crawford undercard. Buy that pay-per-view. Anybody from Arizona or any other boxing fan that's been watching you, make sure to buy that pay-per-view, because, you know, it's not only supporting you, but it's supporting our state and it's supporting the sport itself.
Yeah, support itself, like you say. Yeah. I feel like this year a lot of big fights have been made, and it's been an entertaining year. So let's support that. You know, us as boxers, we wanna give the fans just that. You know, the bigger fights, better fights. So you know, we're doing our part. Hopefully the fans do theirs and buy the pay-per-view and show support.
You know what? I no doubt, I don't think people are gonna, you know, buy the pay-per-view. I'm gonna buy the pay-per-view. My cameraman right now, Josh, we're definitely gonna be buying that pay. He's gonna be coming over. We're gonna be supporting you every step of the way, even every single fight, whatever it is. And you know what? We appreciate you taking that time today, especially in the middle of your training camp, to even do this interview. A lot of people like myself, it to me, it means a lot, because, you know, you're focused right now. So we do appreciate you taking the time and doing this interview. And any last things you want to say to your followers, your fans, and anything like that?
Yeah, you know, catch the fight July 29th. It's gonna be a great night of boxing, like we said. And yeah, just thank you guys for the support as well. Appreciate you guys as well for coming out.
Of course.
Yeah, man, thank you.
It's mutual here. You've always shown support to me. You've worn my merch, and I've bought in your merch. So it's all love right here. Is there any, like, an Instagram where people can follow you too? I don't know if you want to get that.
Jesus Ramos Jr. _ on Instagram, and Jesus Ramos Jr. on Twitter, Facebook, and all that.
Okay, guys. Well, you heard it here from the man himself. He's ready. July 29th, Spence Crawford. Buy the pay-per-view. If you're not doing it, what are you doing? Buy that pay-per-view right now. I'm Razor Ramon on Razor Sharp Sports, and that was Razor Sharp.